sales champions, and welcome back to Blackwoods Academy's tip of the day. Today, we're going to be walking through one of the most underrated tools in sales, which is questions. Questions aren't just about gathering information, they're about controlling the flow of the conversation. It's building trust, it's leading your prospect towards the solution that you're actually offering. It isn't just that you're going to be wanting to pitch and tell you how great they are. You want to use questions to delve into what are their pain points, what are they looking for, what are the things to actually make a sale and help the client out. So if you're not using questions effectively in a sales coach, you're leaving deals on the table. So let's dive into it and talk about how to harness and the power of questions to guide your conversation forward and close more sales. So, to start it off, let's look at first, why questions are your secret weapon. So, as I say, questions are definitely one of those things that are underestimated. And look, if you're a seasoned pro, of course you know this now. But there are good questions, there are bad questions. But why do questions, matter? Well, here's the thing. Sales isn't about talking your prospect into saying yes. It's about listening. Questions serve, three key purposes. They engage your prospect. Asking a good question shows you're interested in their need, not just pitching your product. They uncover the pain points. Questions, help you find out what your prospect truly needs, and they guide the conversation. A strategically well-placed question will actually allow you to take control of where you want the conversation to go. So think of these questions as the steering wheel of your sales call. They're there to help you direct the conversation, where you want them to go. So let's look at the like three typical questions that you're gonna need. These are, three examples of them, and these are the three basic ones. So first of all is an open-ended question. It encourages the prospect to share details. It encourages them to talk. It's not a yes or no question. It's somewhere where you can, can you tell me more about the process? What have been some of the more, difficulties with your current solution? What has been good with your current solution? They help you get them to talk. And if you've seen my video on silence is golden, it's also going to show you how to keep the conversation going without jumping in, actually asking the question and allowing them to answer. There are problem focused, questions, which, are kind of open ended as well, but they're really trying to pinpoint their pain points. What is the biggest challenge you're facing with your current solution, like the one we talked about before? These questions help you identify problems in the product, in the service, and they will show you what they need to be, what they need solving. And the last one is a closing question. And this is to guide the conversation towards a decision. So, if we could solve problem X, would you, be willing to explore this a little bit more with us? Or, well, if we could help you increase revenue by X much, would that be something that you would be interested in taking a quick 15, 20-minute video call with me about? If I can show you how we exactly do that. They encourage your, prospect to take the next step without feeling too pressured. And mastering these three types of questions will transform your sales calls from a pitch into a genuine conversation. So, you need to have these questions down to a T, and it takes time. It takes practice, like we talked about before, and you're gonna want to look into, you know, yeah, practice them again and again and again. So here are some pro tips on how to ask better questions. So now that you know the types of questions, how do you make them effective? How do you use them effectively? Well, be curious. Don't be too scripted. If don't just read the list of a list of questions. Really listen to what your prospect is saying and adapt to it. Have some prepared, of course, but that is just in the beginning. When you've been doing 30, 40 calls a day, you're gonna know them by heart. You're gonna know what to look for and what to try to find out. Follow up on their answers. If they have a challenge, dig a little deeper. Why do you think that's happening? How is that affecting your team? How is that, decreasing the sales that you're seeing, or why is it taking them longer to onboard, employees than it should have? And of course, like we talked about before, silence is golden. So pause after asking a question. Don't rush to fill the silence and let your prospect think and respond. Make it a conversation, don't frame your questions like it's natural, like it's a dialogue, not that you're interrogating them or trying to push an answer out of them. So remember, the quality of your questions determines the quality of your answers. And the better the answers you get, the easier it is going to be to close the sale. So, let's walk through some really quick examples again of like real life examples of questions. Can you tell me about your current process for X? Well, no, they will answer maybe something. Well, we're using this solution, but it's not great for this problem. And you go, well, I see. What impact does that problem have on your team's efficiency or productivity or whatever it is? Well, it's a big time waster. Honestly, it just takes too long to process the orders or whatever the problem is. And then you can go on, look, if we could actually eliminate that time waster, how would that affect your sales or affect your bottom line or affect your team's efficiency or whatever it is? This kind of flow takes your prospect from just sharing information to acknowledging that you actually have some value to solve, that you have some value to bring. So this is going to be a really nice way to just kind of let it flow. What can you tell me about, your current process, your current solution? Well, they go this, blah, blah, blah. It great. You can also ask, what is it good at? What is it not? And then they can go, well, it's actually great for this, but it's a little bit difficult for in-house communication, whatever it is. And then, how does that affect? Like, does that, bog the pipeline? Does it, make, sales fall through the cracks or whatever it is? And they will then go, yeah, well, it does this and this and this. And that's how you can then bring a solution and some value into it. So absolutely, it's very valuable. So how do you get better at it as well? Well, look, it's what we talked about in every video, and I'll beat that drum until the end of my days. Role play with your colleagues, practice adapting your questions based on what you've heard from prospects. Write down 5 to 10 open-ended question and problem-focused questions that are relevant to your product and service. You can record and review it like we talked about, but like, look, the role playing is the biggest part because it is just practice. It's like playing if you play basketball, it's good to go and practice with your team and then you go and play a real game. So you'll be more likely to win that game if you've been practicing with your teammates. So take an hour every week with your sales team, with other salespeople, do a little role play, practice, and you will get better. Like anything in sales, the more you practice, the more natural and effective this is going to be. So to finish this off, let's just close up. Uh, Look, questions are key to controlling the sales call and uncovering the prospect's needs. It helps you control the flow and everything. Use open-ended questions, open-ended, problem-focused questions, and that will help you, as I say, guide the conversation to the conclusion that you want. Practice this with your colleagues, with your boss, whoever it is. Just to take in an hour a week to practice, then they will become second nature. And the more seasoned you become, and you look, if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications for more daily sales tips. And if you're really ready to go to the next level, look at my Udemy, course. It's in the channel description, and that will really help you take it to the next level. And I appreciate you for watching, and come back tomorrow for another tip. Now let's get out there, get those calls in, get those sales done, and ask the right questions. Thank you so much. Ciao.